Good morning. Today is the 11th of August and this is the enormous Cranleigh Classic Car Show in Surrey. We're going to be here a while, viewers. Last year I filmed 10 half-hour parts of the show. It is by far the biggest one-day show that I cover now that the Bromley pageant hasn't been happening for 2024. So I hope you'll strap in and we'll see how far we get. Last time it took me about 6.5 hours to film this show. So if that's not something that you're interested in, then I suggest you turn the video off now. Those of you who are still here, I apologise for the wind noise. If I fall over, if I get things wrong, I'm afraid just the way that it goes on this channel. Also, we don't talk about diesels because the Mayor of London says we can't, and the ultra emission zone that is introduced, it doesn't like them. So we'll keep quiet, although it's stupid, arbitrary, and I hate it. Anyway, we'll start off with this Triumph. I think this is a TR3, isn't it? Be about 1958, something like that. Very nice. Right next to it is a Discovery that I'm going to have to see if we can talk about that or not. We'll move on next to this Toyota Starlet. This is the Sportif model. This is the final generation of Starlet they made. They discontinued it in 1999 in favour of the Yaris. It was made in France. This would have been made in Japan. Sportif was sort of sportier trim. There were others as well. They all came with this 1.3 engine in this country, this generation of Starlet. Call 07976 703 599. We'll listen to offers, £3,000. I think for £3,000 the wheels might need to be tidied up a bit, otherwise it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. That looks okay. 97, yeah, can't talk about that Discovery. Right, kind of next one is this Mark IV Escort with, I think these XR3i wheels, or they RS Turbo wheels. Certainly we've got an RS Turbo steering wheel in here, but this is the 1.3 Popular. This is kind of right at the bottom in terms of the specification. Yeah, we've got the RS Turbo or XR3i wheels and the RS Turbo steering wheel. 89 to 90 on a G. I drove there a 1.3L one of these in 1988. Actually, it was alright. It was okay. It's better than I was expecting. Next, we've got. I think this is a side valve Popular. Actually, it was 63 plate. I didn't realize it's been made in that late. Maybe this has been imported from somewhere. I thought they finished in sort of 61. This generation of Ford. The Prefect and the Anglia is finished in 59 in favour of the 105E Anglia. But yeah, anyway. Well, no one for sale. Gosh, Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel will be busy today. It's a level window, bay window Volkswagen. £31,000. I suppose that's actually what they're worth. Call Mick on 07890718204. Not my kind of thing particularly, views, but they are very valuable these days. More my thing is this Lancia Fulvia. This is a Series 2 Fulvia Coupe. Looks like it's the 1.3 S model. These are beautiful. This will presumably be an import. It's left-hand drive. Look at that amazing interior. 5-speed manual in this one. They were the same price when they were new as a Jaguar E-Type, these Fulvias. But they are much sort of rarer. Obviously far less powerful, but very, very elegant car. This is also a Series 2 Fulvia. This is a right-hand drive 1600 HF, which was the really sporty one. There we go, there's the dash. Again, 5-speed manual in these, which was pretty advanced back in the day, really. And I think servo-assisted all-round disc brakes. Oh, we've done well so far, viewers. We've hardly started, really. Ford Capri here. This looks like a 2.8 injection. 1986-87 on a D. Production finished December 86, of course, for these. Didn't say what it is. It could be another type of Capri. And then a Boxster S, first generation. I think this will be a 2.7, won't it? This one with a 6-speed manual. Yeah, that is very nice. Also, one next to it's quite nice. This is, I think, an earlier one. The very earliest ones do have different headlamps. Both personal plates. Actually, there's an invoice there. Perhaps that will tell us exactly what year this one is and what specification it is. That's a 2000. It's a Boxster S. I think this was the 2.5 then. I don't know. Oh, look at that! It's Nokia 5110. Oh, that's absolutely the sort of phone that someone would have had in the year 2000, just when the 32 Ken came out. Fantastic. Mark 1 Mini. Looks a bit like a Cooper. It might probably say on the front, if it is. No, it doesn't say. It's a Morris one anyway. It says 1960 on there. Oh, hang on a second. This isn't a Mark 1 at all. Look at those doors. That's a Mark 3 or later, isn't it? Just with the Mark 1 rear lights. Yeah, so I'm getting wise about that kind of thing now, viewers. This one, 1980 to 1981, the W. Sort of quite close relative to what they look like in comparison with that, although someone's put a van grille on that. So there we go. This one looks like a normal Mark 1. Actually, it probably is. There we go. It's a 1968 knockdown kit. It's made in South Africa. Wow. I'm sorry, it's a Mark 2. I do apologise. It's got the Mark 2 rear lights on it. I did apologise at the beginning for all the incorrect information, viewers, because that's what happens all the time during these shambolic shuffles. That's why they're called shambolic shuffles, viewers, because they are terrible. Anyway, this looks like a Mark 1. Let's have a look at the information sheet before I get anything else wrong. 1964. Cooper S. Originally registered in Northern Ireland. And we've got some cars from the Jaguar Enthusiast Club here. 1965 Jaguar S-Type. This is the 3.8 litre. It's a very, very nice looking car, isn't it? Lovely colour. Let's poke through this window, we can see the nice interior. I prefer a beige interior myself, but that'll do, won't it? Like the colour, that is rather nice. And then this one here actually is a let's get this right. Yes, a 240, that one, which was the later type of Mark II, introduced in 1967. Just with the 2.4 and 3.4 engines, it was sort of basically a sort of simplified Mark II toward the end of production. April 68, so it's quite a late one. I think as of the year though discontinued actually, in favour of the XJ6. And we've got two early P6s here. The one on the left has the shark tooth grill. This is a 64. This is a very early one. It's actually from the first year of production. First year was 63, and it's very slightly different from the one on the left, particularly because this is an auto, and I have driven an automatic one. It was a 1967 automatic, and it looked just like that in the internet. It was purple car though, which was interesting. This is a far more sort of conventional colour. Both of those are in rather superb condition. Ford F-150 Lightning, I think this is 2004 to 5. Don't know an awful lot about American cars, I'm afraid, but there we go. 1966 Triumph TR4A, I'd like to say. Maybe registered actually by Triumph themselves. Just got a Coventry plate on that. Then Austin Cambridge. This would be an A60 Cambridge with the fins like that. 62 says the replica tax disc. Actually, there's an information sheet, so I can tell you exactly. It is a 62. Excellent. Winnie the Pooh. Viewers, how many more jokes like that are we going to have today? We saw the splitty earlier on. Here's the success with a bay window, 78, 79 and a T. Obviously a nice vehicle to be spending the day, and it's going to be a nice day today. And then we have an awful lot of PA Vauxhalls, like 4 PA Vauxhalls. This one is a Cresta. The Cresta was the higher of the two trims. You could also get a Velox. Those tend to be rare. I have seen them, but most of the PAs I've seen are Crestas. We might see on these actually the difference between the later and the earlier ones. I think the rear windows are slightly different. They're all made between about, I think it was like 58 to 62 when the next generation PBs came out from memory. Well, have a look at this pink one here actually, because that's such a typical colour of this era. obviously aping the kind of larger American General Motors cars very much. So yeah, we can see that actually these have amazing sort of indicators like that, and this one, it doesn't. The indicators are in a different place, and the rear window is completely different. I can't remember which way round these are, but this is the Velox anyway. This is the lower specification of the two. Yeah, I can't remember now which way round it was, whether this is an earlier one or a later one. You can see the grille is actually completely different as well from those. Another Splitty 1964. What's for sale? Excellent. Oh, it was a 64, okay. Contact Stephen 07900551027. Excellent. Fantastic. So I had a recent MOT as well. Does look nice. Right, again, Range Rover. Hopefully this is a V8 one, viewers. You know, we live in hope, don't we? It's a manual. With air conditioning, thank you. 86, 87. It's got sort of facelift around 86. And then I think we saw this yesterday, viewers. Did we see this yesterday in Camberley? I think we did. And I'm afraid my ignorance has not improved particularly. But it is one of these NGs, which is not an MG, it's an NG. Triumph Stag 1973-74 on an M. This is the manual version. I wonder how many of these we're going to be seeing today, viewers. I suspect quite a lot. Ooh, Mark 1 Lotus Cortina. I'm imagining this is a real one. We're actually noticing. I don't think it is actually. We've had the rear doors sort of filled in. Did they make a full door Mark 1 Lotus Cortina? I don't know. It's very nice anyway. Even though it's maybe replica one. Has all the correct badging on it, yeah. Suspecting that maybe it's not a real one. Honda Acti. My gosh, these are rare, aren't they? Especially in this sort of condition. I mean, you know, most of these were rusted away by about 1995, but this one, I think an early Acti, 81, 82 on an X. I don't think I've actually seen one of these in quite some time. I think not a standard one like this. I've seen modified ones, but there we go. That is it's a rare thing, isn't it? Then we've got first of a lot of these sort of 1980s minis we're going to be seeing. This one looks like, I don't know, I can't remember if it's a Mayfair. It would have a rev counter in it. I don't think which it does actually. Might have sort of loved the Mayfair. So an F, so 88, 89. Older Beetle here with not the sort of smallest rear window, but quite a small one. Actually, this looks remarkably original and sort of unmolested. The tax just says 1959 on it, so I'll just go with that. And we've got this Audi R8 V10 and a Nissan GTR. Those are stupidly quick, those things. I have driven one of these on track and it was crazy. And then some Mercedes AMG, and then that's more interesting, isn't it? To the classics anyway. 1991 to 1992 Audi S2 Coupe. Yes, the sort of naming scheme for the Audis back in the early 90s was a little bit confusing. But that is an S2 Coupe based on the B3, I think, 80. Was it the B4 by this stage? I can't remember. Anyway, somebody in the comment section below will tell me. But yeah, that's rather nice. Right, we're still actually quite early on in the show, and so we've got a lot of people sort of coming in. I've actually been for a ride in one of these pictures before. I haven't driven one. I went for a ride in one many years ago because a friend of mine actually owns one, and it was crazy. It's a bit scary. The cornering ability of these cars is second to none, really, and that's got over 220 horsepower. So you need to treat that a bit of respect. There we go, on a J, so 70 to 71, be a Mark 3, obviously heavily customised. Oh, an ADO 16, first of the day, Austin 1100, 1964. I have actually driven a 64 Austin 1100. Drove it in 2022, and they're amazing, really. Despite having no circumvention on first and no servo brakes, it's still quite a good car to drive, actually. Not very fast though. A bit faster is this 1997 SL280 Mercedes-Benz. Didn't say the price of it, but it's up for sale at 07834082270. Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says this could be yours. Does it say perfect condition? Well, it looks pretty perfect to me. Another Caterham, I think. Oh, it's got the 1.8 VBC engine. This will be even faster. Classic look for these, isn't it? This green with the yellow nose cone. Triumph Vitesse. This will be a 1.6 Vitesse because the later ones have a 2-litre badge on them. Be about, I don't know, 1964, something like that. The Vitesse 6, there we go. Not a Herald. Mini Cooper, be a Mark 7. 98, 99 on a S with wooden dash. How much these are actually worth these days? Probably quite a lot. Oh, and something very special, a Volvo, sorry, no, it's DAF 66, this one, not a Volvo 66. This was the earlier type. Obviously rebadged later as a Volvo 66, but all DAF engineering with a Varimatic transmission. Yeah, they did sell DAFs over here. They didn't sell tons of them, but they did sell some. And yeah, just before the Volvo 66 came out, which I think 75, this is a 74, 75 registration. Fantastic. And we've got one of these minor-based pickups. Actually, this one, this one is an Austin badge one, because between 68 and 71, when the A35 van was discontinued, they badged the Morris minor-based one. I think this was 700 weight, no, 600 weight or 800 weight as an Austin. Can't remember the official name for them now. There's the front of that DAF. I think that's probably the only DAF we'll see today. It'd be nice if I'm proved wrong about that though. Another Beetle, 1970 to 71 on a J. That is interesting wheels on it. It's similar to the Fuchs Porsche wheels, but not exactly the same. And then a very nice Fiat Barchetta. This one's left-hand drive. They all came into this country officially in left-hand drive, although you could get a conversion for them, but the official ones were all left-hand drive. This is a 2000, this one. Ooh, very nice red leather interior. It's one of the sort of things I'd like to have a go in one day, actually. I think it was like 93 to sort of 2004. Quite a long production run for those. And then some Capri action, like lots and lots and lots of Capri action. And I'm not complaining about it at all, viewers. Early 2.0 injection with the pepper pots, 81, 82. Maybe even a full press car, actually. It was correct wheel. This would be a 4-speed. I've actually driven a 2.8 injection Capri because of this exact vintage. I drove it in 2020, and the brakes were not particularly good. 1981 Capri S. It should say if it's a 3-litre or something. Could you get an S Capri with an automatic gearbox? I thought that was only available on the 3-litre gear. So we've had some sort of custom bits done on this. It's not how it came out of the factory, but the body kit's actually quite good. I like that. One of the very last of the 2-litre S Capris, this one, they were discontinued in 84. It's supposed to be an 84 on a B. This is more what an S kind of should look like. This one has had a 5-speed gearbox, which I can't remember if actually these would have come with a 5-speed gearbox originally. I know the Lasers did. That's very nice indeed. I like Capri very much. Austin A40 Farina. Is this a Countryman, viewers? No, it's not. Countryman is very obvious hinges at the top, but it's very nice anyway. Lotus Elise Series 2, I think. Hello to v_red_tus on Instagram. The sort of thing actually I'd like to try. I'm not saying I'd like to own one of these, but I would like to try one at some point in my life. It would be a lot of fun, I think. And we've got a classic Mini here. We've actually original invoice. Interesting, 69. This will be a late Mark II, won't it? It originally was just like a normal deluxe one. Now this one has had some changes to it to make it look older than it is to be, about sort of 89, 90. This one, the interior has been changed as well. Gosh, it's a very sort of comprehensive job to make it look like a sort of like a Mark II. 105E Anglia here. I'm sorry, no, 123E. It's an Anglia Super. Fantastic. Actually, it's been sort of very lightly modified, this, and it looks good. Looks good like that with the contrasting roof. Triumph TR6. One of the very last ones, 75, 76. I think these finished in 76. Obviously, Steve Denton, who's the sort of expert on these cars, would tell me, wanted to know. He's got one of these and other Triumphs and MGs. Triumph TR5, one of the last ones actually, 68, 69 registration on a G. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Triumphs today, viewers, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. Sunbeam Alpine, I think. Series 3, it says on there, left-hand drive. I'm getting vibes from Dr. No, aren't I, with the sort of chase that happens in that, which is it's still a good chase, but it's one of the sort of lesser ones in the Bond films. Then Mark 1 Mini, this one, and actually it's not in sort of perfect condition. I quite like seeing that. So Mini Minor, that'll be between sort of 59 and 61. It's a very early one. Right, we'll skip that BMW, move on to the next Mini Equinox, one of an enormous number of special editions actually made for the Minis. I think in the 1980s this one was. Oh no, sorry, 90s. This is a probably, if you look at the steering wheel, it's probably a very late Mark 6 one. So 1996 this will be. 96 was the year that the Mark 7s come in, so that'll be one of the last of the Mark 6s. Next to a Jaguar E-Type. Now, I think this looks like a Series 2. I'll be certain when I look at the back of it with real eyes, but yeah, it's the 2+2 or was a 2+0 model, really, because you can't get in the rear seats of one of these. It's absolutely impossible. Yeah, it's a Series 2, be about 69, something like that. Right, next section. More Capri action. Capri 280 Brooklands, 1987 to 88 on an E, although this would have been made no later than December 1986, because that's when production finished. But people didn't want these. They wanted things like the RS Cosworth and the RS Turbo and things like that. The Capris subsequently sort of languished a bit, with the last one of these being sold in 1989. Yeah, but very, very rare and valuable these days, as the information sheet's telling me there. Morris Minor, 1969. All right, two-door. Sensible Second Classics money, 4250. 07796 255 085. As Mr. Bill from the Few Par channel says, this could be yours. I forget the name of this colour, actually. That's within the last couple of years of production. We're still selling quite well, actually, right up until the end. Much earlier Minor 1000 here. This will be, I think it was 1956 they got the 1000cc engine, so this will be from the late 50s, and the clap-hand wipers. It's 59. Actually, this has had a larger engine fitted, similar to the one that actually my mother owned until 1983. She got it from my father, who bought it new. Another one of these minor-based pickups, although these days they're just called minor pickups rather than minor-based pickups. I expect we'll be seeing a lot more of these today. There's another minor there. This is a very late one, this one. This is 70 to 71 on a J, although I think the commercials finished, was it late 71 they did, maybe 72 from memory. This I think is a Series 2, like an early Series 2 with the divided windscreen. This might even be the 803 cc engine in that, but same as the Austin A30. Porsche 911, I think that's a 996. Yeah, it looks like it. And the first of a huge number of Cobra replicas we're going to see today. I don't know what one that is. This is a Z3 based one, isn't it? Yeah. Tell straight away by the dash and things like that. Oh, hello, it actually says it now. I should have actually read that, shouldn't I? So 2001, okay, the Cobra with a K. An original name then, Cobra with a K. Oh, very nice. Mark II Golf GTI 16 valve 3-door with BBS wheels. 1988-89 on an F. Excellent. Next to it we've got Audi Coupe. It's not a Quattro. They made the Quattro and they made the normal Coupe. In fact, the normal Coupe was available in right-hand drive far before the Quattro was. Quattro didn't get right-hand drive until 1983. This is an 182, and it's for sale as well. 07916 318 084. As Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. Came, I think, is the that's the name of the body kit on that. Another minor commercial here, 6869. Apparently advertising company in Merstham, that's not too far from here. Looks like someone's put a different gearbox in there as well. See, the original ones don't have synchromesh at all on first. Late Scirocco here, Mark II Scirocco GT2, 91-92 registration. They finished in 92, so it'll be one of the last of the Sciroccos. And then a Mini Comtesse. Yeah, I saw this last year actually. There's a companion car to this somewhere. I don't know if they bought that one, but yeah, they are completely and utterly bonkers little things. 71, 72. There's a little scooter next to it as well. This looks very much like a Morris Oxford. I think they've made these till 1971. This generation of Oxford. Yeah, it is a Morris Oxford 6970. I was right for once about something of yours. An Alpha Sud. I think this is Series 2. Left-hand drive, presumably imported from something like Italy, maybe France. I don't know. Very nice. I'd like to drive an Alpha Sud one day. That would be a nice ambition. 7687 an R. Triumph TR2. This will be, well, that's not the year at all. It's a sort of mid-50s, isn't it? That's some sort of tax disc from the 60s. I have got in here, viewers. I shouldn't by right be in here, but I was let in anyway. Unfortunately, a bird did a massive poo on my roof last night, which was annoying. Gentleman next to me, it makes us look a little bit more sort of appropriate together here. Owns this 2003-4 Volvo V70R, which is the 6-speed manual, and apparently it's very, very fast. I did ask him about it, and we've got all-wheel drive, which is fun. These PT V70s are very good cars. Alvis, I think this is like a TD or T21. There we go. Actually got an invoice there. 1964. This one. And that would be the TF was a little bit later. I like information sheets. It is 1967 Wolseley 610 Mark II. Quite late. I think these were discontinued about 68. This one's got the manual gearbox. I keep thinking it's going to have a sort of flashing light on the top because these were very, very popular with the police back in the day. Then a Riley. Unless there's an information sheet, I will not be able to tell you what type of RM this is because I simply don't know enough about these to be able to differentiate all the RMs. But there we go. It's very nice. Is this another Wolseley 6110 or is this smaller one? I think it's another 6110. Is it manual as well? Yes, these are really similar. Obviously, we've got different wheels on them. Got some row styles on this one. But yeah, it's pretty much the same. 6768 on an F. Then we've got Land Crab, Morris 1800 Mark II, 1970-71. I have driven one of these. It was a very early Mark II Austin 1800 from about August 68, which had a Morris grill on it for some reason. But another favourite car of mine is a Triumph. Now let's see if this is I think this is actually a Dolomite rather than a Toledo. Yeah, the Toledo was a bit earlier than this. This would be a 76, 77. You can see it all's well. Oh, come on, autofocus. Dolomite, yeah, on the steering wheel. By this stage, they all have a sort of longer boot rather than the Toledo, which have a shorter boot originally. Austin Healey, I think this is a 3000. Yeah, it is. No, sorry, it's 100. That'd be BN something, I don't know. I'm more interested actually in this Alfa Romeo GT V6. like in Octopussy. Yes, Octopussy. They had one of these in that where Red Roger Moore. Is this for sale? It is. It's a 1985. So it was built December 83, but registered in 1985. Call 07538 722 459. Do you know that's quite tempting? And also they've got a Spider 3.2 V6 for sale as well. Oh, viewers, careful though with the sort of kind of transmission and things in that, because the gearbox and things is in the back, so you've got to be careful about that. And we've got a very nice TVR. It's an S2 or an S3, I don't know. Lots of Ford bits in here. They are very much classic studios, aren't they? And a Subaru Impreza. I don't know if this is a UK spec one or not. I'll have a look at the back. That might actually tell us. This has been obviously modified, like most of them have been, with double spoiler action. In this country, they were called the Turbo 2000. I imagine it's one of those because we don't have a Japanese style number plate sort of plinth on there. I think we'll finish this first part with this Daimler Sovereign. This was a version of the Jaguar 420, which is a version of Jaguar S-Type with a different nose, which of course was a version of the Jaguar Mark II. Very confusing, the Jaguar Saloon range back in the late 60s, that is 68 to 69 on a G, and I like it very much indeed. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again in part 2 for more incorrect information.